tonight will never stop. We're going up, then we come down. Everybody's looking at me now. I'm gonna love you tonight with all I got. I don't have money, but I have fun. Staying at the parties, just trying to get some. And we gon' dance the night away, dance until the morning breaks. I don't have money, yeah, I got none. So what, we are young, so getting loose, getting drunk and falling in love with the weekend. Waking up with my best friend. We're going up, then we come down. Everybody's looking at me now. Why is the music so goddamn loud? I don't have money, but I have fun. Oh, yeah. Staying at the parties, just trying to get some. And we gon' dance the night away, dance until the morning breaks. I don't have money, yeah, I got none. So what, we are young, so I don't have money, yeah, I got none. So what, we are young. So what, we are young. We got so much time, chasing morning light. Nothing on my mind, baby. Hit me like a shot. They say, can we not? The party don't start till I'm here, baby. Getting loose, getting drunk and falling in love with the weekend. I pray to God that tonight will never stop. We're going up, then we come down. Everybody's looking at me now. I'm gonna love you tonight with all I got. I don't have money, but I have fun. Staying at the parties, just trying to get some.
Good evening. You can see the top of his head, live from Hayville, Suffolk. It's Lewis Jones. Stop it, you people. Too kind. Thank you for that. The applause. The bloody applause. That's what it all comes down to, isn't it? The applause. Here we are. Here we are. Different setting for me this week. Let me just see if you can hear me talk. You can hear me talk, which is great. I was worried. I was worried you wouldn't be able to hear. But hey, I'm here. I'm in Hayville, Suffolk. My hometown. My kind of town. My kind of people. Scum of the earth. But hey, that's what I am. It's where I belong. No offence, people from Hayville. I love you all. It's our place, isn't it? It's our town. But hey, it's the last quiz. It's the last blimmin' quiz. Wow. How do we get here? I don't know. 16 weeks. 2 guest quizzes. About 6 or 7 different winners. Raised about £3,000 for charity overall for a variety of different charities. Look at those numbers. Mad. But it's been a pleasure, treasure. Thank you for being here with me along the way. Feel quite moved, feel quite emotional. But hopefully we can get it through together. Hopefully I've got you a good quiz. It's the last one. I've been saying to everyone, I've got such a good quiz. It's going to be such a good quiz, the final quiz. Some things fell through. I'm going to be honest, some things fell through. At the very last minute. I'm stressed. I'm stressed about it. I'm not too happy about it. You heard my voice there quaver slightly. Not been a good afternoon / evening for old LJ. But hey, you do what you can. You do what you can, don't you? And we're going to do what we can tonight. That's all I can say. First, let's look at there's loads of stuff in the chat. Love to see that. Everyone's happy in the chat. You know I love the guys in the chat. Chat more. Always a pleasure to have you. Paige, number one fan of the quiz. I put one of the songs that we used in older quizzes first tonight. A song from Haverhill's Adam Evans, because Paige loves that song. She wanted me to play it, so I played it. Guards is back in the house. Thank you very much. Always good to have Guards here. Rod, legend. Tom, legend. Phil shared the event this week and said, we'll see if Lewis has a haircut. He's not had a haircut. Keeping it this way. No, I'm not. Haircut on Monday. Can't wait, Phil. I'll put pictures up on Facebook afterwards just to prove. I can't bloody wait. You can go onto my YouTube channel and you can watch the quiz from week 1. Who knew hair grew that fast? Madness. Absolute madness. Shout out to Charlie, Jess, Sophie, Jane, Shannon, Rebecca, Karanjit, Mum. All the legends in the chat. People saying, show us your mum. She's upstairs. She's upstairs. Her and Mel have gone into... Because they'd just be here talking otherwise. And you'd be there, oh, is it that? And that wouldn't... I don't think that'd be a good quiz. I can show you... Jupiter the cat. Say hello, Jupiter. I don't think she's that bothered. You're so beautiful. She's a beautiful cat. She's going to be here with me for most evening. Aren't you? That was a very tender moment. Thanks, Jupe. The other one somewhere, Chopstick. Who knows? Who knows? People like the cat. Toby says I'm gay for LJ. Demi says cat, 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 cat. Lewis Anderson's here. What a dream to have Lewis Anderson amongst us. What a moment. Anyway, I've been talking for too long. Let's go on with the quiz. We've got a quiz to do. Do I have a quiz to show you? We gotta hope, homie. Let's see. Here we are. Down in the corner, where I belong. Welcome to the final quiz. The final quiz. What a time. What a time it's been. What have I got to say first? For the hardcore, for the guys that are hardcore, I've been doing a hardcore quiz. You could have signed up for that. That's ended. Like this quiz, sadly, that has ended. But here are the final standings for that quiz. The top 10, there's a few people that were below that. Of course, those people only entered a couple. The people you see here entered nearly all of the quizzes. But Izzy Ryder and the Ryder Grantham team have ended up the champs. Well done, Iz. Very proud of you. I feel like I've really coached you in your Only Connect style answer questions. Alfred in second. And Maker's Mark, Matthew, Luke and John, which is Miz and Daniel and... Nigel and Austin. I think that's the team. Tell me who else is in the team, guys. I don't remember. Rod just behind them. Been a pleasure sending those questions every week. If you want to read those questions, there's an archive still at tinyletter.com/recklessrapids. You can go check those out at your leisure or leisure, depends how you want to pronounce it. Toby says, nice t-shirt. Thank you. Glad to hear it. I'm pretty happy with it. Jess says, Jupiter is the strong silent type. She's definitely silent. People like the t-shirt. It's a good t-shirt. I'm very happy with this t-shirt. Guards was making a sandwich. Tell us more about that sandwich, Guards. Always love to hear about sandwiches. But yeah, if you like a quiz, I provide quizzes. That's what I do. So, if you want a quiz this summer, I've got a new venture. I'm doing quizzes at the Enchanted Cinema in Cambridge, the Gonville Hotel, which is on Parker's Piece, every Friday, Saturday and Sunday from tomorrow until September. They're doing a film every night, outdoor cinema, of course, completely sorted out so that it is fine in these cran coronavirus times that we live in. But they're doing outdoor cinema every night, bar, games, a quiz from yours truly, themed to the film that's being shown every night. I think this weekend, tomorrow, we've got Back to the Future. Saturday is Rocket Man, and Sunday is Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. So do check them out. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. Some of you that don't live near Cambridge. Hey, it'd be weird if you travelled. But hey, why not travel for it? It's going to be fun. What else have I got to say? How this quiz is going to work. Important. Vital, some would say. How is it going to work? It's a classic. It's a classic system. I've been running it for 16 weeks now. 5 rounds. 10 questions each. Each round has a separate Google form. You can find them below in the description, or you can find them on the Facebook page. At the end of the round, you will submit your answers for that round. They'll come through me and my assistant Alice. Will be marking them. Whoever has the most points wins. It's a classic quiz situation. Don't cheat. That's the most important rule. Don't cheat. Cheaters do prosper, but they're bellends. Just never forget it. If you take one thing away from these 16 weeks, make sure it's that one very, very important fact. This week, sorry. Prize. What's the prize? Oh, 50 English pounds. Making it rain. It's a good prize. It's a good prize. There's football matches on tonight, and the quiz will be done after football. And if my ACCA bets have come in, I might double the prize. It depends if my ACCA bets have come in. We'll see. So you want to go big on the end, don't you? We'll see. But otherwise, where did that money come from? It comes from donations. It's only possible with your donations. Make those donations chunky, Holmes, if you don't mind it. Go to paypal.me/LJ47 if you would like to donate me a couple quid. You can do that. That's something within your grasp. It's the last one. I'd like to make it big. I've got to admit, I'd like to make it big. I've already had some donations. Let me find out who those were from. Excuse me while I just log into PayPal with my face. I should stay verified on this device. I keep having to use the Google Authenticator, which I love. 666-173. Gripping. I got it in by the time that the Authenticator ended. Always exciting. Got so many donations already. Thank you so much. Firstly, I want to give a big shout out to John Wilson. John Wilson donates every week, but he normally does it like half an hour after the quiz has ended. So I never thank you. But John, thank you for all your donations for these last few weeks. I hope your team does well. Big belief into that team. The team you support. I don't know if you're actually playing, but hey. Big shout out to Ryan Smith, the wonderful amount of £11.44. Beguiling Ryan, great choice. To Rebecca Obermeyer, very generous. Jeff Dobbs, Josh Chalice, Joe Harker, Phil Weaver, Emma House, Jack Raven, Ms., Jenny, Susan, Victoria, Dan Betts, Sam Penn, Charlotte Westdyke. Thank you to everyone who has donated so far. Very much appreciated. As I say, some of that money is going to go to winnings. Maybe a little bit will go in LJ's bucket. We'll see. But most of it will go to charity. That's the most important thing. Got a donation from my mum there, who also says she's sorry because she upset me earlier. But it's okay now. I still love her. That's the main thing, isn't it? Love. That's the one thing I want to take you to take away from this quiz, guys. Love, man. That's what it matters. Let's just all bloody love each other in a nice way, and ask for permission. Permission's important. And another donation. No, I already had that one. out. That's fine. Where does the rest of the money go? The money that does not go to me and does not go to prize money is charity money. Last week, Helen Wilson did this quiz. She did an excellent job presenting this quiz. I'm sure you'll agree. And the money that we made from that one went to the Music Venue Trust, which very important. Of course, the Music Venue Trust has been able to get some money from the government this week, which is good. Maybe too late for a lot of places, sadly, but certainly there'll be some help in that sector, which is great, and for all of the arts, for theatres, etc. Still a big problem with comedy, though. So if you love comedy, and who doesn't love comedy, please support comedy. Save our venues. Big hashtag out tonight. I know Lottie, who's a person in this quiz, works in the Stand in Glasgow, which is one of the best comedy clubs in the whole world, and they're important places. It's an important classless art form, stand up, and it needs to be encouraged. But that's a tangent. Forgive me my tangent. What I need to talk about is this week's charity, and this week's charity is the Blythe House Hospice. This has been selected by Izzy Ryder, the winner of the hard quiz. And she has sent me this message. Excuse me if I cry. She says, Blythe House is a charity based in the High Peak and offers care and support to those who have been diagnosed with cancer. Our mum, Ali, died of breast cancer in 2010 after living with the disease for a long time. During that time, Blythe House offered all kinds of wonderful care and support. They were also particularly helpful to my younger sister, Molly, who received counselling from them soon after she died. They're a wonderful local charity, and their work supporting all those affected by cancer is incredibly important and close to my heart. Thank you to everyone who donates. It means a lot. Thank you very much to Izzy for that. And yeah, important. Let's not get emotional about it, Lewis. Let's try and be professional and do a quiz. But yeah, if we can raise some money for Blythe House, who do a fantastic job in the High Peak of Derbyshire, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? So dig deep, make those donations chunky. I think that's enough. That's enough waffle. I'm already about 10 minutes more waffle than I normally do. So let's just get on with the quiz. Aptly, I've been doing letter by letter, but no, it's the end. So of course, all things must end. And here we are. All of these answers will contain the letters E, N, D, or end. Yeah, let's see. Let me just see if there's anything in the chat. Anderson says, favourite shop bought sandwich? A fantastic question from my boy Lewis Anderson. You know, I'm really nostalgic. For the first time that I went to university in about 2011 in Lincoln, a bad time for me personally, I would eat a lot of sort of, Tesco's would do like a white sandwich with cheese and tomato, but it was like full of mayonnaise. And there's something about that sandwich that I feel very emotionally attached to. I've not seen it in ages, but you know, I'd love to. Guard says, Lewis, will you be dual screening the United match? I mean, I can see the telly behind me. I've got Bournemouth to win this game currently. I'm expecting them to pop one in the old net. Spurs have been rubbish. Really rubbish. Jack says, what has LJ been drinking? He wants some. I'm just on the water, mate. It's just life that's making me this high. I might have a drink later, we'll see. Tom says, number 1, cheat Isabel ends. 2, love. Making notes here. That's what I'm all about, Tom. And Rodri says, what else everyone else is drinking this eve? Let Rodri know in the chat. Let everyone know what everyone's drinking. Let's make it a big boy party. Anyway, let's get on with actual questions. Actual questions, because it's a quiz. And quizzes normally are about questions, so we should have some questions, because I've been talking for 15 minutes and there's not been a question yet. Is that a good quiz? Not for me to say. We'll see. Question number 1. Hailing from Australia, which drum and bass band who had hits such as Tarantula and Propane Nightmares share their name with a swinging weight hung from a pivot? Water, you can't go wrong with it. Hailing from Australia, which drum and bass band who had hits such as Tarantula and Propane Nightmares share their name with a swinging weight hung from a pivot? Remember, all of these answers have end in them. E-N-D. End. Oh, we've got some more donations. Let's see who those donations are from. They are from... Come on, mate. Just let me know. Sometimes my phone doesn't recognise myself in the way that I'd like it to. Paige Naxton, legend, thank you. Louise Benstead, thank you, Louise. From Aranka Davies, which I assume is Rodri, of the whole Rodri family. Someone's got a double-barrelled double name, I love it. Like Neville, but even fancier. From Izzy Ryder, thank you, Izzy. From Molly Ryder, thank you, Moldog. From the main man, Raymond Tate. From Nick Ryder. From Andrew Campbell-Smith. From Emma Clare. From Lottie Fisher. From Cameron Telford. From Vanda. And from Jess. Thank you to all of those guys for your donations. More. Come on, let's make it happen. Let's make some big old money tonight. That was question number 1. Question number 2. The David Lynch Foundation, founded by the Surrealist director, funds the teaching of which spiritual technique? The David Lynch Foundation, founded by the Surrealist director, funds the teaching of which spiritual technique? Bournemouth have scored. My ACCA is on. Just need United to beat Spurs, and I'm quids in. Not Spurs, but Villa. You need United to beat Villa. Spurs are rubbish. Spurs fans, sound off in the chat. Why are Spurs rubbish? Is it Jose? Yes, it is Jose. That's question number 2. The David Lynch Foundation, founded by the Surrealist director, funds the teaching of which spiritual technique? Remember, all the answers have end in. For the answer to be correct, you need to have the word end in the chat. What's happening in the chat? Guards has a shout out for the prawn Mary Rose baguettes in the atrium in Lincoln University. I hope they're still as good. Guards. Never had one when I was there myself. Phil says he's on a Doom bar. Wonderful choice. Vanda's on a Fanta. The drink nearest your name, Vanda. So great choice. Anderson's on the Robinson Summer Fruits. That's the sort of thing he drinks, and you've got to respect that. He gets his fun elsewise. Rebecca's on Manhattans. Yes, please, Rebecca. Send me one. Rodri's on a Disaronno on the rocks. Fantastic. Tobes is on a G&T. Demi says, what are you on and where can I get some? Again, it's still nothing, Dem. Sorry about that. Tom's on a red wine. Like UB40. Neil, diamond before them. Nick Ryder, the legend, is on a Camden Pale Ale. God is on blood. Interesting. And Jane's on a peach squash. Love a peach squash. The goal's been chalked off, but there are 12 minutes added time. What is going on? What is going on? Would like Bournemouth to come back. Should have cashed out my ACCA probably. Too busy teaching you guys some stuff. Jane, if you've not tried it, really recommend the Robinson's peach and raspberry squash. Really offers an extra level. I think it's excellent. Should probably get some. Number 3, the Jazzmaster, the Jaguar, and the Telecaster are all guitars made by which American company, founded in 1946? The Jazzmaster, the Jaguar, and the Telecaster are all the guitars made by which American company, which was founded in 1946. A great year. The war was over, and they went, you know what, let's bloody rock on. And who can blame them? Got another donation from Rod himself. Thank you very much, Rod. Big appreciation. It's been a pleasure. You know, Rod particularly is one of them, but there's quite a few people out there that I didn't know. I was not aware of before this quiz. And now I am. They're people I know, they're people in my life, and it's an absolute pleasure to know you all. But Rodri, fantastic guy, super interesting. Big recommendation for his Instagram channel, Cephala Rod. I've got in the breaks, you'll see a little advert for his Insta. Can't recommend it enough. Pop it in the chat as well, Rod. Absolutely fantastic, really interesting sort of nature, short form nature documentary kind of. He's just out there dealing with nature, learning about it, and I love to see it, love to follow it. So that's question number 3. The Jazzmaster, the Jaguar, and the Telecaster are all guitars made by which American company, founded in 1946? Question number 4. What? That's not written there. I just said what. This is a bottle of which alcoholic spirit brand? This is a bottle of which alcoholic spirit brand? I've gotten rid of the bit that says its name. Just double checking. Yeah, I think I've pretty much done it. Maybe. But what is the name of it? I need the name of the company and the name of the spirit. Like if it was Glen's vodka, I would need Glen's vodka. Not just Glen's, not just vodka. I would need Glen's vodka. I'm sure you can manage that. So this is a bottle of which alcoholic spirit? In the chat, Josie, she's got a Pinot Grigio. She's on the Grige. She's all in the Grige. She knows how to live. Jane says, wasn't a fan of Robinsons. I mean, just to hear someone say they're not a fan of Robinsons when it comes to squash, Jane, bold talk. Love to hear it. Phil says, wife's on the hard stuff. Tea? What sort of tea? Tell us more. Jack Lujaw says, fruit shoots from Robinsons. New thinking, new drinking. I say that out loud to someone at least once a week, Jack, and no one ever understands it. Tom says, my wife says she's going to miss you, LJ. Well, I'm delighted to hear that. I'm glad that we've created such a bond, Tom. But hopefully there'll be more LJ for people in the future. We'll see, won't we? That was question number 4. Name that drink. Vanda says it's her favourite spirit and brand. Wow. So she should be getting this point big time. Question number 5. Twice an Olympic gold medalist in 2008 and 2012, which sports person became a jockey in 2015, winning their first race in March 2016? Twice an Olympic gold medalist in 2008 and 2012, which sports person became a jockey in 2015, winning their first race in March 2016? Who are they? Who is that person? Phil says PG Tips. Nothing else to do apparently. I think I'm probably a PG Tips man myself, Phil. There's something about that pyramid bag. It's just mad science, and I love it. Guard says Lewis Jones, Housewife's favourite. Always said it. The new Bradley Walsh. LJ, Mel, and Glyn do America coming to a screen near you. I mean, I would personally love it if I got to do a travel log with my dad and my stepdad. It would be a good laugh. I mean, it would be better than Gordon, Gino, and Fred. Who came in with that? 3 unrelated knobs. 3 related knobs, LJ, Mel, and Glyn. Now that's a travel log. We'll see. What else is in the cash? Cash. Chris Wood says, "You're on absolute fire." It's great. Thanks, Chris. I was in a really bad mood before, so I've sort of doubled into a good mood. And hey, it's working out. It's dynamite. I'm popping on screen. Big shout outs to Catherine, to Rachel, and Helen for their donations. Very much appreciated. And Mum has sent me a picture of the other cat, Chopstick. Apparently he's upstairs. Maybe he'll make an appearance in the second half. We'll see. So that's question number 5. Twice an Olympic gold medalist in 2008 and 2012. Which sports person became a jockey in 2015, winning their first race in March 2016? That's question number 5. Question number 6. Here's a meme that I saw this week that I liked. Doctor, we had to remove your blank. J.R.R. Tolkien, but that's where I explain why elves hate dwarves. What word have I covered up in this tweet? So what goes in the blank? Doctor says, we had to remove your blank. Tolkien says, but that's where I explain why elves hate dwarves. What word have I covered up? Tell me and get yourself a sweet point. I was happy with that one. You know when you come up with a new idea for a sort of question, but you do it like really late, like you do it on your 16th quiz out of 16th quizzes. But happy. But this really made me laugh. It's a good joke. I mean, it made other people laugh. It got 77.4 thousand likes. And that's when I stole this from the internet the other day. Molly says that the show with me and my 2 dads could be called Three Amigos and Frankie Wankies, which I would watch. That's a reference to a picture that Mel captured of me, my sister, and her boyfriend when we were in Franco Manca, saying Free Amigos and Frankie Wankies, because that's the sort of thing that Mel does. Matt says, haggis crisps with a red wine. Haggis crisps? Tell us more about this, Matt. That sounds like a fascinating crisp. I don't mind a haggis. A bit of deep fried haggis, particularly. It's good stuff. But a crisp, how do they turn it into a crisp? Haggis flavoured, or have they made a little bit of haggis crispy? I'd love to know. Tell me. Tell me how it works. So this is question number 6. Doctor, we've had to remove your blank. Tolkien, but that's where I explain why elves hate dwarves. That's classic Tolkien. That's exactly how Tolkien would sound. That's question number 6. Question number 7. The title of which Elvis Presley song, A Christmas Number 1 in 1962, was engraved on the grave of comedian and Elvis impersonator Freddie Starr. The title of which Elvis song, A Christmas Number 1 in 1962, was engraved on the grave of comedian and Elvis impersonator Freddie Starr. Is it Suspicious Minds? No, that's not got end in it. I'm telling you now, it's not Suspicious Minds. I had to check there just in my head to make sure that Suspicious Minds didn't have the word end in it. But it didn't. We can go on together with suspicious minds. I've been thinking lately it would be a really good idea for a business to be a Elvis impersonator who doesn't sing Elvis songs. Like you just go around singing other songs, but in the style. You're an Elvis impersonator and you dress like Elvis, but you only sing Elvis songs that came out 30 years after he died. Good idea. If it's a good idea, let me know. I'll do it. I think he'd be really good at singing Rehab. Try to make me go to rehab, but I said, no. Am I an Elvis impersonator now? Maybe. I could be. I bloody could be. So that's question number 7. The title of which Elvis song, which was number 1, Christmas 1962, was engraved on the grave of comedian and Elvis impersonator Freddie Starr. In the chat, Daniel Penner, over in New York City, is on a Campari and cranberry soda because he is a classy gentleman and I'm a big fan of everything he does. That was question number 7. Question number 8. Which condiment, similar in appearance to Worcestershire sauce, is eaten nearly exclusively in the Sheffield area? Which condiment, similar in appearance to Worcestershire sauce, is eaten nearly exclusively in the Sheffield area? A little question there with a little bit of an advantage to all of my homies back in the fine city of Sheffield, or those people that are missing the fine city of Sheffield. I've been back here in Hayville since Saturday. My dad came and picked me up on Saturday. We had a good drive back, and I miss it. It's a great city. It is a great city, and I'm looking forward to the old academic year 2020-2021. Should it ever come, and the fun that we might have if they can kill this damn virus once and for all. But we shall see. But this condiment, they have it everywhere. Every single shop has it. Every single restaurant has it. I mean, I've not. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure there's restaurants that don't, but a lot of them do. I think they've got it in Nando's because it's the people's sauce. So, but what is it called? If you let me know, you'll get a big shiny point. Have I got any more donations? I've got lots of emails. Could they be donations? Lottie says you were very hyped tonight, loving the energy. Thanks, Lottie. I don't know. I really wish I knew why. Science. It's probably got something to do with science. So many things do. That's question number 8. Name that Sheffield-based condiment. Question number 9. Picture. What is the name of this metalworking robot created by Matt Groening? What is the name of this metalworking robot created by Matt Groening? Of The Simpsons fame, of course. In the chat, Anthony Torres 2023 says, this sucks. This as fucking as. Fuck you, Lewis. I don't know who you are, Anthony, but you seem like a bellend and I seem like a legend. Molly says, Lee and parents can get fucked. And she is correct. Lee, do one. Parents, do one. No thanks. Get out of here. That's question number 9. Josh Chalice says, Lewis, do you want the full name? If you can give me it, Josh, for sure. I'm not going to give you any bonus points, sadly, just because I do not have the ability to do so using this framework. If you give me the classic name, that'll be fine. But if you do put the proper name, the full name, you'll have my eternal respect. And in a way, that's the best prize anyone can have. So, yeah, do what you will. That's question number 9. What is the name of this metalworking robot created by Matt Groening? Of course, Matt Groening, famous as someone who regularly flied on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. So, don't be surprised if they murder him soon, but he might deserve it, because probably a nonce. Allegedly, probably a nonce, if my lawyers are listening. Hello? So that's question number 9. Name that robot. Question number 10. Four Swords, Spirit Tracks, and The Minish Cap are all handheld entries in which long-running video game series? Four Swords, Spirit Tracks, and The Minish Cap are all handheld entries in which long-running video game series? Tell me the answer, please. I would appreciate it if you told me the answer. And there's your final cue in round uno. I hope you've enjoyed it. Normally we've completely sorted this round by now. Normally, like, I've given you all the questions, you've given me all the answers, and we've moved to round 2. Which, scares me. Makes me think that maybe this is going to be a longer quiz than normal. We'll see. You don't want me to go, do you? So, but it's possible. Got a donation from Laura Matthews. Thank you, Laura Matthews, who also supplied a poem. So, that's a tip, in a way. In a very real way. So that's question number 10. Those are all games in which long-running video game series. I think you've had enough time. So, please. Wait, I don't go that far. Whoa. Answer every question. You know the end is END. It's in the question. Put it in the question. It's in the answer somewhere. Put it there. Spell your team name correctly. It doesn't matter so much because it's the first time, but please spell it correctly at every single time. It makes it so much easier for us to find out who the winner is. If you're putting the at the start of your team name, put there every time. That's a common one. It's annoying. I forgive you, but it's annoying. And then press submit. That'll come through to us. You've had so much time, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 minutes. We'll be back at about 6 past. We'll come back then. So I'll see you in 1 moment.
The curtain's still lowered, it's just before dawn. I'm standing here wondering I've waited so long. By the time the clock strikes 6, I'll be somewhere far, far away. No matter all the tears you shed when you asked me to stay. Went to the doctor, said I don't feel so good. My temperature's high and I'm misunderstood. But he said, son, you know I'm not that kind of doc, but I know just what to do. And if you thought for a second, I think you know it too. I went to the preacher, said, Father, I've sinned. I spent my whole life living out on the fringe. But he said, son, you know, well, that's not a sin, but I know just how you feel. Yeah. I think you should go out and find something real. So go ahead and wipe that sad look from your eyes. I'm a magic man, you know, you shouldn't be so surprised. I've had a lot of practice, so really there's nothing to fear. Won't all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear? Yesterday I spoke to the delivery man. I told him I'm running as far as I can. He said, son, I don't really know you, but I hope you find what you're looking for. And if you gotta go, you ought to do it with style, you know. Yeah, so go ahead and wipe that sad look from your eyes. I'm a magic man, you know, you shouldn't be so surprised. No, I've had a lot of practice, so really there's nothing to fear. So all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear. Yeah, so all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear.
Hello, I am back. We can do the answers, but first we've got a guest appearance from the main man. Thank you to his handler, Mel. Chopstick. Listen to that purr. I hope that's coming through. He's not enjoying it. He hates being handled, but how handsome is he? I love him. He's my brown son. It's nice being here with him. Thank you, Mel, for your assistance. He's so. I mean, I picked that cut up in the last day. I'm pretty sure he's grown a stone in the last day. He is a lump, and I love him. Wouldn't change him for the world. His sister, little thing, tiny little thing. What's that about? Science. Cat science. Got another donation. That donation is from our main man, Keith Penn. Thank you very much, Keith. Hope you're doing well. All the Penns. Any Penns. Hope you're all doing well. A great family full of legends. As far as I'm concerned. All the ones I've met. Absolute legends. But I think, let's see. We've had a healthy number of teams this week. About 10, 15 more than we did a couple weeks ago, last time I did the quiz anyway, which is always nice. Glad to have some people back for this final moment. So if you have not put your team name in yet already, please do so. I'll give you another couple seconds before we put out the answers. Let's see what's in the old chat. People did not like Anthony being rude. Rebecca says, fuck you, Anthony, you simp, which is great. Recently learned about simp. Love that. Cranjit says Torres retracted. Lovely, Cranjit. That's a big fan. Couple of Anthony's cancelled party. Patrick says, I love lamb, which is good. Jess says, you can now get the Sheffield sauce mentioned in that last round in Home Bargains, so happy days. Love it. People loved seeing the beautiful cat. He is very handsome. 3 cat signs. I'm going to need a copy of this list, Tom, if you could send me it afterwards. Thank you. Grandja says, there's something wrong with your dog. Phil says, we've got 2 new kittens, 9 weeks old. Oh my god. Gotta see those. That sounds so cute, Phil. And Patrick says, Ole is at the wheel. We will see. We'll see how Ollie does tonight. I love the man, but can he do it? Let's see. It's been so far so good this year. We've got 45 teams in. Daisy's the last. She's normally the last if old Dan Harling is not entering. And I don't know if Dan Harling is here tonight. If he's not, it's a shame. He's missing out. But what you can do? I think it's time I gave you the answers because there's only so many hours in the bloody day. Let's look at them. Answers for that first round on ends. Let's look. Question number 1. Hayley from Australia. Which drum and bass band had hits with Tarantula and Prone Pain Nightmares? They share their name with a swinging weight hung from a pivot. What is that? What's the name of that word? It's Pendulum. Pendulum. I once saw them maybe 2011, 2012 headline Bestival. I lost everyone and it was raining. And I had an overpriced, quite dry burger. So not a great day. But that's festivals. Can be hit and miss. Number 2. The David Lynch Foundation, founded by the Surrealist director, funds the teaching of which spiritual technique? It's transcendental meditation. That's a hard question to spring at you, especially for Q number 2. But it is. It's transcendental meditation. He loves it. The old TM. You could have put meditation. If you put meditation, you're not getting the point because it doesn't have end in it. It's the transcendental. That's the little spice that makes it extra fun. And it has the word end in, which is pretty crucial in a round where all the words have end in. You must admit that. Question number 3. The Jazzmaster, the Jaguar, and the Telecaster. Telecaster is my favourite guitar. Are all guitars made by which American company? That is, of course, Fender. Fender. I'm a Fender man over a Les Paul man myself. The Gibson Les Paul. I think Les Paul invented the electric guitar, didn't he? But Fender perfected it. Telecaster. I love those sharp lines. Question 4. This is a bottle of which alcoholic spirit band? It's Hendrick's Gin. That was... I'd set it up so that the thing was supposed to get rid of it, and it's not done that, and I don't know why it's not done that, and I can only apologise. But you should see that it's Hendrick's Gin right now. Disappointing, it is Hendrick's Gin. Shout out to anyone I worked with at the Picture House. Hendrix by the gallon. Question number 5. Who was the Olympic sports person who became a jockey? That was Victoria Pendleton. Won Olympic golds in the Omnium and the Kerin. I think different things. She got a silver medal to add to that. And then became a jockey. I don't know how well her jockeying career is going other than that one win. But hey, good for her. Question number 6. What word have I covered up in this tweet? Doctor, we've had to remove your blank. But that's where I explain why elves hate dwarves. It's the appendix. There, it went away that way. Way. Oh, that's cool. Way. Appendix. We had to remove your appendix. An appendix is a thing in your body, right down there at the end of the gut, which used to do something, but doesn't anymore and sometimes explodes. And it's also the bit at the end of the book where you write fun things. And that's where Tolkien explains why elves hate dwarves. I think it's got something to do with the Silmarillion and them stealing a gem, and then there is some sort of fight. It's what made the relationship between Gimli and Legolas so moving. If you've got any idea about why elves hate dwarves, do let us know. Question number 6. The title of an Elvis Presley song, which one was engraved on the grave of comedian and Elvis impersonator Freddie Starr. It was Return to Sender. Return to Sender. The cat is trying to get into this room. I can just hear the wobble of the door. But he can't get in. Unlike his sister can jump up and open handles because she's clever. He's probably too large. But if you can hear that weird wobbling noise, that's what it is. But yeah, Return to Sender was the song by Elvis. And of course, it's funny. It's a funny thing to write on your grave because you're returning to sender. Now you're dead. That's what Freddie Starr had in his grave. Question number 8. Which condiment, similar to Worcestershire sauce, is mainly eaten in Sheffield and its environs? That is Henderson's relish. A bloody good Henderson's relish. I don't mind it. I like a bit of it. Particularly in a stew, to add that sort of flavour. I'm not just dolloping it on stuff, but maybe I'll get to that point when I really feel like I'm one of them. But it's lovely. Vegan, I believe, as well, unlike Worcestershire sauce, which has anchovies. Question number 9. What is the name of this metalworking robot created by Matt Groening? That is Bender from Futurama. I'm sure Josh will tell us in the chat what the full name of that was. I don't know what it is. Question number 10. Four Swords, Spirit Tracks, and the Minish Cap are all handout entries in which long-running video game series? That is The Legend of Zelda. My all-time fave. Hope that is okay. Let's see how it's looking in the chat. Daisy say they're having tech nightmares, and they're communicating via WhatsApp. I hope that's all right. My apologies. Daisy says we just put Hendrix. That'll cool, right? I did ask for the brand and the spirit days, I'm afraid. Jenny says Hendrix and Mel back at the P House. They did love that. Great days. Tom says we were wondering why a doctor would remove your end note. That's a lovely bit of business. Toby says we put Bell End. Is always a good guess. Nigel says Thanos snaps Gimli only counts as one. Lovely stuff, Nigel. And Josh says Bender bending Rodriguez. Fantastic. Makes sense. He bends stuff. I put that clue in there. Metalworking, just in case you didn't know. Anyway, that's round 1. We should get to round 2. Sharpish. So let's do it. Round 2, as always, is Answer Smash. This week, the theme for the Answer Smash is landmarks. Interesting. How does Answer Smash work? You know, you've done this 15 times. But in case you don't, here's an example. You take a name of something in a picture. This time they're all landmarks. This landmark is a large building owned by an OAP who is on state benefits. You may have heard of it. It's called Buckingham Palace. You take the name of that building and then you answer the question below. Jim Carrey climbs out of the back of a rhino in which film sequel? That, of course, is the wonderful Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. You take the picture, you take the question, you get the answers, you smash them together, and you give the correct answer, which in this case would be Buckingham Palace Ventura, When Nature Calls. That's how it works. Don't repeat sections. Don't put Buckingham Palace, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. You've got to smash them together. That's the point. That's the fun of it. But the fun of it is that if you see a bit, you can use the other bit. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. So you're going to see 10 different landmarks from around the globe. You're going to see 10 questions underneath them. Smash them together. Give me the answer. You know how it works. Thanks to Richard Osmond for helping me spin this out for 4 months. So, let's go along with cue number 1. Cue number 1. This famous landmark. You're looking for that thing that's in the foreground there, above the water, not the buildings in the background. The thing in the foreground, above the water. I've been on it. The weather was not like that when I was there, for sure. And with that, please, smash together. Featuring Cecilia, the boxer, and the title track, which Simon and Garfunkel album was their last? Featuring Cecilia, the boxer, and the title track, which Simon and Garfunkel album was their last? Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. You're changing my confidence daily. I've got some messages. Rachel Weaver has sent me a picture of her kittens. They are ridiculously cute. I don't know if you can see that, but hey. Thank you for that, Rachel. Absolutely beautiful. Have I got any more donations? No, I haven't. Hey, if you've not donated yet, maybe donate. Maybe you should. Maybe it's the time to donate. Maybe you could do it. I believe in you. I'd like it. Daniel says, Henderson Sauce, never been to Sheffield, sadly. You're more than welcome to visit, Daniel. I came to visit you, so you should come visit me. Harry says, this feels like a mass watch-along of a season finale. You're not wrong. It does, and I feel very emotional about it. It's, like when I watched the Game of Thrones finale last year. Hopefully less disappointing than that. Hopefully more like some of the Lost finales that I used to watch on a big screen at school back in the day. Guard says, Dean Henderson's relish. Filthy. Dean Henderson is a filthy goalkeeping man, but I love him. He's doing a great job. And I respect him. I do respect him. And Nick Pope. All the young goalkeepers. Respect them all. That's question number 1, featuring Cecilia, the boxer, and the title track, which Simon and Garfunkel album was their last. Question number 2. This building, the one in the middle, that's tall. It's so tall you can't even see the whole thing on this picture, which is, maybe a good clue to what it is. Take the name of that building and smash it together with the medical condition known as hyperopia or hypermetropia is more commonly known as what? The medical condition hyperopia or hypermetropia is more commonly known as what? Please tell me. Let me know. Let me know what it is. I'd personally love for you to tell me. It's a bit quieter in the chat, which as always tells me that you guys are involved in the questions and involved with making it happen, which I always love to see. Great stat. In July, Spurs have had fewer shots on target than West Ham's Thomas Souček. Incredible. Incredible stat. You know I love a stat. I've stopped saying what I didn't say a word there for about a minute. Probably the longest I've gone so far. And my nose is itchy because of the cat. I've not taken any nose powder. I've got an itchy nose because of the cat. Never done a drug in my life. That's question number 2. Combine the name of that building with the medical condition hyperopia or hypermetropia is more commonly known as what? Cue number 3. This building, I think you know this building. I think you've probably heard of it. I think you're probably aware of it. Combine it with who scored the winning goal as Wales beat Belgium 3-1 in the quarter-finals of Euro 2016. Who scored the winning goal as Wales beat Belgium 3-1 in the quarter-finals of Euro 2016. A great moment in history. A fantastic goal he scored as well. He scored Wales' second goal. That's, of course, the winning goal because it changed the result to them winning rather than drawing. It wasn't the final goal. Lots of people get confused about what a winning goal really is. But it's that. It's the one that changes to the final result. But yeah, who gone done that? What's happening in the chat? Shannon says Jade is sorry she can't make it, Lou. That's all right. I know that Jade would be here if she could. I hope Jade's well. Send her my wishes. Peace, Shan. Patrick says, did you hear about the actress that got stabbed, Reese? It's a Reese Witherspoon joke, isn't it? Reese. Yeah, I'm sure it's a great. Let me know what the punchline is, Patrick. But I'll be surprised if I love it. We'll see. Tobe says thoughts on De Gea. I like De Gea. I think it's just about mentality, really. He's not lost. I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper suddenly. But I think because Man United have gotten good lately, reasonably. I think he's just doing less, and I think he's maybe losing his mental concentration a bit. I would love, that just to be trained. But interesting guy, David De Gea loves like Slipknot, and I don't think there's any other footballers that love Slipknot. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan just for that. Also, he's a big fan of Game of Thrones. He used to post pictures on his Instagram, like when Sam from Game of Thrones came to visit. Got to respect it. Patrick says no, a knife. That's good. Yeah, I mean, if you and me were doing it, like a bit of repartee, I'm sure that would have been a great hit joke, Patrick. I appreciate it. So that's question number 3. Combine the name of that building with who scored the winning goal for Wales in that quarter-final. Question number 4. This monument in the news, certainly this week, because Trump was there doing a rally. And it's pretty offensive. It was a special area for the indigenous people of North America, and some people went, let's carve some slave owners onto it. Not obviously Abraham Lincoln wasn't a slave owner, but Washington and Jefferson were. Not mentioned in Hamilton. Hamilton, of course, now on Disney Plus. If you've not watched it yet, recommend it. It's great. and you'll probably get one question right in this quiz every week if you do, because I'm always going on about it in this quiz. I mean, I'm not doing this quiz anymore, but even so, but you know, I'm sure you know the name of that. And then combine it with which Lancashire coastal town provided the stage name of its most famous inhabitant. Which Lancashire coastal town provided the stage name of its most famous inhabitant? That's a good cue. I think so. Patrick says, "Sorry, I'll see myself out." It wasn't that bad, Patrick. I enjoyed it. I'm having fun. I'm poking fun at it. I enjoyed it. It was a good gag. A good joke is a good joke forever. I mean, maybe not necessarily in this, with everything that's going on, but I enjoyed it. That's all that matters, isn't it? I've had no fresh donations. Maybe everyone's just donated so much so quickly that I've not seen it anymore. But hey, if there was some more, I wouldn't mind it. Pop them over. Josh Chalice says, "Don't be mean to Teddy Roosevelt. He was a belter." I don't know enough about Teddy Roosevelt, to be honest, Josh, other than obviously portrayed by Robin Williams in the Night at the Museum franchise. And I know that he was he ran as his own party, the Ball Moose Party. And I think he was mates with the guy that built this, which is why he's on it. But other than that, don't know much about him. Tell us more, Josh, without revealing the answer, of course. So that's question number 4. Combine the name of that monument with the name of the Lancashire coastal town. Question number 5. This beautiful building. Where is it? Somewhere. You tell me. You bloody tell me. There's sort of like variations of this name, but when it smashes with the answer below, you'll know there's only really one answer that can work. So combine the name of that complex with murdered by the men of King Richard II, who was the leader of the Peasants' Revolt in 1381. Murdered by the men of King Richard II, who was the leader of the Peasants' Revolt in 1381. Bit of history. Bit of history for you. No goal yet. 10 minutes in. We'll see, I'm hopeful. I'm sort of in a mood like, maybe I want to look at the screen. It's really fun being a Man United fan lately. Who doesn't have a goal? Phil says, peak too soon. Ooh, lovely bit of business. This round, I think, has got some challenging moments. I think the whole quiz has some challenging moments, which is kind of my MO really, but even so, more maybe this week. Patrick says Teddy was a big game hunter, did not like the animals. I mean, that is true. Did he? He was certainly dressed in that hunting get-up. Again, this is entirely based on Night at the Museum, which, as far as I'm aware, is not a documentary. Mostly because Ricky Gervais is in it. I don't think once he mentions that God doesn't exist, which is unlike him. Got a donation from... Who is it? It's Lindsay House, which isn't Lindsay House. It's Brenna John, in the guise of her own mother, because for some reason she's got her mum's name on her PayPal account. No one knows why, but thank you, Bren. Look, I'm hoping I'm going to see you this weekend, maybe, or the next weekend, or the following weekend, now that I'm about. I miss you. I miss Jack, and I miss Chris. And Beth. And those are my friends in Cambridge. I think that's the main ones. If I've forgotten you, let me know. But, I miss you. I miss you guys. Even Jack. I know. And Jordan and Sinead. I miss them as well. Love to see him. So that's question number 5. Combine those two answers. Question number 6. This one, you've heard of it. You're aware of it. You know what it is. The bottom bit doesn't look as impressive as the top bit. That's the main thing I thought when I chose this picture. I went, oh, we all love that white bit. The white bit's very exciting. But the bit below... And, I love a bit of brutalist architecture. I love the old South Bank. But the bottom bit's not doing too much for me. Top bit. Top notch. Anyway, that is cue number 6. Adapted from a BBC series of the early 90s. What was the first Netflix original series first streamed in 2013. Adapted from a BBC series of the early 90s, what was the first Netflix original series that was first streamed in 2013? I've said the word first twice, which is too many times. I'm apologising. It's confusing. Brennan says, away this weekend, but birthday celebrations on the 18th. Can't wait. Let me know. Let me know what's happening. Adapted from a BBC TV series of the early 90s. Which I think itself was adapted from a series of books, maybe? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I remember seeing an advert for the TV series. And it looked creepy, the original BBC series. I watched quite a bit of the Netflix series until something happened in real life. And I went, no, I'm alright. I'm alright, actually. That's question number 6. Combine that building with adapted from a BBC series of the early 90s. What was the first Netflix original series? Oh, excuse me for yawning. My apologies. I'm so rude. Question number 7. This one, it's wonky. Bit wonky. I'd have sorted that out if I were them. I'd say, this is wonky. Let's sort it out. Not, oh, this is wonky. People might want to look at it. No, unsafe. Seems unsafe to me. Combine the name of that famous building with which science fiction author, best known for the Foundation series, wrote the laws of robotics featured in the film I, Robot? Which science fiction author, best known for the Foundation series, wrote the laws of robotics, which were featured in the film I, Robot? Of course, I, Robot also based on one of his short stories, I think, as well. Jack Lujaw says De Gea's a big game hunter. I can see it. He's cat-like, and what better way to catch a big cat than being a cat? Am I right? And Patrick says, is it a faux pas not to be from Cambridge? No, I think it's great not to be from Cambridge. You know, I have love for Cambridge. I'm from nearby Cambridge. I'm from a place that has no real, no real relation to Cambridge, other than being quite near. But it is, they're not similar, is what I'm saying about the town of Haverhill, which I love. I love being from here, but yeah, they're unrelated. But no, it's good to be from other places. Be from other places. Cambridge, I think, is a very insular place that looks up its own anus a lot. And I have big respect for people that decide to be elsewhere. Especially the people of Cambridge that, decide to move to more interesting places. Not London. We can all go to London, guys. It's like 40 minutes ago. I've been. It's fine. But there's a whole world. I've gone to live in Sheffield because it's better. You can get gravy on chips, which I personally love. Anyway, that's enough about that, whatever I'm saying. Who knows even what I'm saying? So that's question number 7. Which science fiction author, best known for the Foundation series, wrote the laws of robotics featured in the film I, Robot? Combine that with the picture above. Question number 8. This promontory, I guess you would call it. Pokey bit of stone. That's what I'll call it. Take the name of that and combine it with the Fool, the Lovers, and the Wheel of Fortune are all examples of what? The Fool, the Lovers, and the Wheel of Fortune are all examples of what? Patrick says, I sound like I'm from London. You sound like you're from London. I love saying that. I love that moment. I love that film. Packet of Rothmans. Izzy says, free gravy on anything at any time. Good point. Bloody good point. There's a sign on a takeaway near where I live that I posted on my Instagram the other day before I left Sheffield, and it just says free curry or gravy on anything at any time. And I just thought, yeah, that's the world you want to live in. Free curry or gravy on anything at any time. And it doesn't even necessarily suggest that you have to buy a product there. and then they put it on. It sort of, to me, suggests, no, anything. Any time. Anything at any time. Have it. Have this gravy or curry sauce. Any time. I didn't take him up on it. The name of the restaurant's Flavours, and to me, that is not an appealing name. I love flavours, don't get me wrong. They shouldn't be in the title. The flavours for me are a given. Matt says brown sauce much better. Interesting. Not had it myself. Not a fan of brown sauce, I'm afraid, Matt. But I know, isn't it in? I'm sure our Scottish contingent will let us know. Isn't there like a wet version of brown sauce, something that you have on chips? I think that's a thing. Sauce, is that what it's called? Let me know, the north of Scotland. This proper north, the real north. So that's question number 8. The Fool, the Lovers, and the Wheel of Fortune, or examples of what? Combine it with that picture. Question number 9. This building, beautiful building, still under construction, has been for a while. Hurry up with it, guys. Come on. Combine the name of that building with who played the free-thinking Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Who played the free-thinking Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Probably my favourite Star Wars character. Could be. Love him. Got another donation from Tony Brown. Thank you very much, Tony. Too kind. And I got a follow on Instagram from Jack Raven. Thank you, Jack. I'm going to follow you back. I should advertise my Twitter and Instagram. It's Reckless Rapid. If you want to give me a follow on either platform, always love to have you involved. Message regarding chip sauces from Chris Tit. Chris Tit says salt and sauce, but only in the east, watered down with brown sauce with vinegar. That's in Scotland, I believe. Chris Titt's fiancée is Scotch. That is interesting. Wonder how that happened. Salt and sauce. I mean, it sounds interesting. I've never been a fan of brown sauce. Once, when I worked at Sainsbury's, I had one day where normally I was Team Fresh, but they put me in the cafe, and I had to like wash loads of plates, and it was just all breakfasts, and it was all tomato sauce and brown sauce and egg, which I think are all disgusting, and it was the worst day of my life probably, but I got through. That's what you can do sometimes. That's what you can do. That's question number 9. Combine the name of that beautiful building with who played the free-thinking Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And finally, in the Answer Smash round, question number 10. This one, you know it, you've heard of it, you're aware of it. It's a pretty big deal on the world stage. Combine it with which pop group formed of the 5 losing finalists of Pop Stars had hits with Being Nobody, Got to Have Your Love, and Just a Little. Which pop group formed of the 5 losing finalists of Pop Stars had hits with Being Nobody, Got to Have Your Love, and Just a Little? Happy with that one. Got a DM from Sean. Sean says, gravy, chips and cheese is where it's at. I think that's my choice, Sean. I love it. Absolutely love it. I think you can't go wrong. I love a poutine. I would love to go to Canada to have like a really authentic poutine. I've had a good poutine in New York. There was a nice place near Washington Square Park, I think, where I had it. I also I know Jenna's not playing tonight, but Jenna, Sean's sister, who runs a pub, they do a great sort of like, loaded or dirty fry, and they do a great one with like some potent cheeses and some onions, which I find delicious. Chips should have stuff on them. Chips are great. They're great with stuff on them. I once had some, where was I? There's a Mexican place in Manchester that sort of were like nachos, but they were potato chips. They were great. Really great idea. Anyway, that's your question 10. You know the answer to that one. It's an easy one. It's a nice little one that's easy at the end. That's your lot. So, answer every question. As always, if you only have one half, make the other half up. Bosh them together. Get yourself an answer. Why not? Guessing is better than leaving it blank. Spell your team name the same as you did it last time. That's the important thing. If you put a the, keep the the. If you didn't put a the, don't add a the. Please press submit. That'll come through to me and Alice. We'll get marking those. I'll give you 5 or 6 minutes to get those in. And we'll be back shortly to give you those answers, I guess. See you in a sec. back. Thank you very much for your time. Man United are 1-0 up. Bruno Fernandes penalty. He bops him in. That's undeniable. I like the guy. Let's see what's happening in the old chit chat. Moldog says, wet brown sauce, delicious. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Moldog. Guards really rates Lidl's brown sauce, which is very interesting. Karanjit says chips with Heinz salad cream. Sounds gross, but it's nice. I know there's a lot of people out there that love Heinz salad cream as an anytime event. I think my cousin might have had it on pancakes when we were kids, or something similarly odd. I don't remember. Nick Ryder says brown sauce only on pasties. Respect. Guard says mashed potato with a barrel load of brown sauce is belting. Ash the Kid from Lockdown Legends accidentally submitted. We'll sort that down, Ash. Don't you worry. Patrick says like a night out in Sheffield, like a greasy chip butty. The beautiful words of the Greasy Chip Butty song. Tom says 4 chips should have stuff on them. They should. They really should. Matt says that they've made me honorary captain. We'll see about that, Matt. We'll see what we can do. And Roger says, a rare and far between question about Welsh culture, and you make it about football. So, A, football's great, and B, I did you a question about Men of Harlech, especially the other week. So, my apologies, Rod. What else did I get? I got a nice message from Lottie. Lottie says, poutine is class. True. And Lottie's been in Canada recently, so gotta be true. Gotta be true. Let me double check that everything is in. Where are we? Q2. We're looking for a number 45. Yep, everyone's in. Everyone has smashed it. Thank you very much. Okay, let's take a look at what these answers are, shall we? Quiz. There we are. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Question number 1. This bridge, you know it's a bridge because it is a bridge. There's not a lot else you can really do there. It's a bridge. What's it called? That's a great question. It's in Prague. I assume it's named after a guy who used to live there. It's the Charles Bridge, and the song by Simon & Garfunkel, the album, the title track from that album is Bridge Over Troubled Water. So the correct answer, Charles Bridge Over Troubled Water. Like a bridge. Classic. Question number 2. This building is the tallest building in the world, so you should be aware of it. If you were to be aware of any building, it should probably be the one that is literally bigger than any other building. It makes sense to me. That is it. It's obviously called the Burj Khalifa. And the medical condition known as hyperopia or hypermetropia is also known as farsightedness. So the correct answer, Burj Khalifa-sightedness. Burj Khalifa-sightedness. Question number 3. This building is obviously the Taj Mahal, Agra, India, I think it is. It's a mausoleum, interestingly. And who scored the winning goal as Wales beat Belgium 3-1 in the quarterfinals of Euro 2016? That is Hal Robson-Kanu. The correct answer, Taj Mahal Robson-Kanu. Question number 4. This one, again, as I said, been in the news lately. You've heard of it. You're aware of it. Is Mount Rushmore and the Lancashire coastal town that provided its stage name, its most famous inhabitant. That is Mount Rushmorecambe. Mount Rushmorecambe. Of course, Eric Morecambe is the man, the comedian from Morecambe and Wise. I can't remember what his actual name is, but he decided Morecambe's a good surname, and he made it so. Respect to him. So, Mount Rushmorecambe. Question number 5. This building in Cambodia, I think it was lost to time for a while, and then they found it. Is Angkor Wat, and murdered by the men of King Richard II, who was the leader of the Peasants' Revolt in 1381. That was Wat Tyler, so the correct answer is Angkor Wat Tyler. Question number 6. This building, it's in Sydney, and it's where they put opera. So it's called the Sydney Opera House. Makes sense. And adapted from a BBC TV series. What was the first Netflix original series? That was House of Cards. Correct answer, Sydney Opera House of Cards. Nice. Question number 7. This one. Which science fiction, or the picture first, obviously, is in Pisa in Italy, and it's a tower that leans. It's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And which science fiction author, best known for the Foundation series, wrote The Laws of Robotics, featured in the film I, Robot? That's Isaac Asimov, the correct answer. Leaning Tower of Pisa, Isaac Asimov. P. Isaac Asimov. Doesn't really work when you say it out, but hey, it works written down. Question number 8. That pointy rock right at the southern tip of Spain, it's the Rock of Gibraltar, and the Fool, the Lovers, and the Wheel of Fortune are examples of what? They're all tarot cards. So the correct answer there, Rock of Gibraltar tarot cards. Question number 9. This cathedral in Barcelona, Spain, designed by Antonio Gaudi, who I think it's been over 100, is it 100 years? At least 100 years, I think, since his death, and they're still building it. That is the Sagrada Familia. And who played Qui-Gon Jinn? That was Liam Neeson. So the correct answer, Sagrada Familia Liam Neeson. Sagrada Familia Liam Neeson. Very nice. Question number 10. That lady, she's got a big torch. Is obviously the Statue of Liberty. You knew that. And the pop group formed of the 5 losing finalists in Pop Stars. Just a little bit. Obviously, Liberty X, the correct answer, Statue of Liberty X. There you are. You had fun. I had fun. I hope you had fun. So that's round 2. We'll get marking those ASAP. First, though, it's time for the music round. Now, what's the music round? Music round endings. Things are ending. So these are... they're songs about endings, let's say that. But... first, a story. I had really hoped tonight that I would do this round and I would tell you, I'd be right here, right? And then I would, all I'd do is, well, it's time for the music round. And I would turn my camera 90 degrees and there would be a full band. And the full band would be there, and then they'd just play a gig, and it'd be like, wow, there's a band here. And so, you know, I set out some feelers to try and get that, and I had a conversation, and it looked like that was going to happen. And then today, at about 5, I was told that's not going to happen, which is disappointing because I had big plans. I got let down by someone. But the person that was going to help me out is a guy called Tony Trott, nice guy, from Hayville. Does a lot of music stuff. Has a band called Stereo Jack who do a lot of weddings. And he's helped me out a bit, like a little bit. And hopefully that's enough. We'll see. Hopefully this will work. So, in lieu of there being a live band here, I was like, okay, Tony, yeah, let's see what we do. Can we record 10 live songs? Like, just you recording 10 songs. He couldn't do that. He could only give me 5. Which wouldn't work. It's a 10 question round. That's how I've been doing it. Can't really go back on that, annoyingly. So, that's where we are, basically. But, gonna make it work. So, instead of the normal round, which is a bit more normal, where it's like, here are 10 questions, it's all great. I'm going to show you 5 songs which are Tony doing the songs, and I'm going to do 5 songs where I am doing the songs on a kazoo. In that way, you're still getting a live music element, but perhaps not in the boombastic way that I'd really hoped. I apologise for that. I apologise for many things, but mostly for that. But let's get on with it. Hopefully this will work. I haven't tested how the sound comes through for this next bit. So, if you can't hear it, let me know. Basically. We'll see. So here's question number 1. There's Tony at the piano. for all of these songs, and they're all songs that are basically about endings in some ways, or sort of have a suggestion of end to them. You just have to name the artist. It's a classic quiz like that. Hopefully we can do it. But here's the first one. So that's your first one. I don't know if that sound came through. I don't know if the sound, in the video and the sound automatically play from the... Yeah, volume's very quiet. I love it. I love it. Okay. Trying to work out how to do this because I don't want to just throw away a whole round that I've put effort into. My apologies for tonight in Gen. People tell me it's quiet. It's very good in the quiet. Mum says it's quiet, so I guess it's quiet. Sound is so bad. That's what Sophie said. Yeah, it's not. The worst bit about it is that my yeah, I'm just gonna do them all. I'm just gonna do them all on the kazoo. Fuck Tony. Here's number one. There you are. There you are. So that is that's track number one. I was humming half of these anyway. But hey, for some of them, you'll have a nice picture of Tony with a piano. So, it's all good. It's all useful. Best laid plans, hey, homies. Best laid plans. Anyway, question number two. Now I've just got to make sure I'm getting these in the correct order. Guard says he feels bad because it was him who said I should get in touch with Tony, but it doesn't matter. Don't worry, Guard. It's not your fault. Okay. This one I'm going to listen to it on earphones at the same time. Okay, I'm ready. I'm in the zone. I'm listening to track one. And now just my earphones aren't connecting. I mean, you're having a bad day when something that you use 5 times a day just connecting to your stuff. If that's not working, you're not in a great place. Okay. Okay, we're good now. Okay. Track one. Track two. I'm messing them up time. Waiting for the chorus. That's enough. That's enough. We're making it work. And is that making it work? Was that making it work? Who knows? I'm going to shut the window. I don't think anyone needs to hear that. That's question number 2. Here's number 3. Let's see what Tony did so I can try and copy it. Okay. Number 3. I don't really know this song that well. That's about as much as I can give you on number 3. Sorry, guys. Number 4. Number 4 is on my phone. Okay, number 4. Here's number 4. Remember, you're just naming the artist. This song is mostly drum solo. I'm going to skip forward to the bit that's good. That's about as good as it gets. That's about as good as it gets for me. Okay, that's number 4. Number 5. Let's see what Tony did. That's number 5. Not any more of that for Tony. Tony. Number 6. Happy with this one. Okay. I don't remember this verse at all. Verses are too long. I think I smashed that. Better than on the record. Some have said, I've said. Certainly. People are enjoying it in the chat. People enjoy it in my DMs, which is good. Question number 7 from Tony this time. Let's see what it is. That's that one. That's a shorter one, number 8. Let's move on to number 8. Let's get this over with, shall we? Okay, this one, number 8. Again, you're just naming the artist. That's about as much as I know as that one, so I'm gonna give up there. Then I did another one of mine because I wanted Tony to get the big finish. Here's number 9. Name the artist. I think that's good. And number 10, what was Tony going to end us with? That's the last one. That's the last one. That's me done. I'm giving up. My apologies for that shit show. I've had fun. Answer every question. Spell your team name correctly. Press submit. Same as always, really. So yeah, good. Do that. Yeah. I'll give you 5 minutes. So if you need to hear them again, skip back. On YouTube, you can do it. Skip back. I'll be back shortly. Good.
Down the streets of gold, and I've seen the thoughts of those you'll never know. I carry wisdom that you can't ignore. I'm not a prophet, no, but I've seen my words unfold before. And I've seen the cities crushed beneath the flood. Each other's blood. the streets of gold. And I've seen the thoughts of those you'll never know. I carry wisdom that you can't ignore. I'm not a prophet, no, but I've seen my words unfold before. And I've seen the cities crushed beneath the flood. And I've seen the people thirst for each other's blood. All man's intentions drown in times of war. Oh, I'm not a prophet, no, but I've seen my words unfold before.
Right, I'm back. My apologies for that. You know, some things just don't work out as you want. And isn't that life? Isn't that life? My polls. What a night. But it seems like people had fun, which is something. Even if they didn't do great, and isn't that what it's all about? Tom's added to his list of great advice I've given. When in doubt, silent drum solo. And I think that's as good advice as you could probably get for life. But I'm still waiting for about 15 more, and people are doing pretty well at these. Most of them have got. So there's no questions when no one's got the answer, which is always a good sign, I think, right? Some are probably harder than others. So if you want to get those in as quickly as possible, my apologies to everyone for everything I've ever done in my life. Really, at this point. I got some more donations, though. Thank you to those people. Thank you to Emily Pollock. Particularly big respect to Emily. I know Emily has been in a very tense duel with Henry and Hannah and their team, and I've really loved. I've loved having that rivalry in the quiz. So thank you guys for being supportive and getting involved. Big shout out to Maxwell. He says, "Love the quiz, Lewis. Love it. It's like I'm a DJ." Thank you to one of my personal heroes, Ellie Dobbs. Very kind, generous donation. Thank you to Sean. That's everyone at the moment. Enjoy the donations. The more the merrier. Where are we? Still looking for about 5 more answer sheets. So if you want to get them in so we can all, put an end to it, really. By which I mean life. I'm joking. I'm joking. Am I? I'm joking. Yeah. Big time. Big time. Boop, 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 boop. I'm marking people harshly. And who can blame me? It's my quiz. I'll mark you harshly if I want. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, doo, 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 doo. Just making noises. I love wrong answers. It's the best thing about the quiz is looking at people's wrong answers. But the good news is literally everyone got Statue of Liberty X. So, some bits worked out. Where are we? We're still waiting for two more people. If you haven't given them in, give them in. Because I'm going to give you the answers now. And if they're not in, you'll just lose. And we wouldn't want that, would we? We would not. We would not want that. So, let's look at them. Let's look at the old answers. Where are they? We're so behind. I'm so sorry. You'd think after these weeks I'd be better at it. And yet. Endings. Let's take a look at them. First track. The artist was Green Day. That was Toadie. Summer has kind of passed, and I said, will ever last. Green Day. Wake Me Up, Cinderella's, because it's like ends. Ends is in the question. Number 2, the first one I did with my headphones in. I don't think I did very well. It's The End of the World As We Know It, and I Feel Fine by R.E.M. Great band. Are you talking R.E.M. Re-Me? I hope you are. R.E.M. Number 3, name the artist. I wouldn't have got this one. Send Me On My Way. I think it's in the movie Matilda. I think that's why people like it. That's by Rusted Root. On the way. It's got, it's got a finishing vibe. It's got an end credits vibe. Number 4, that was The End by the Beatles. That was the one with the drum solo. I believe it's the only song in the Beatles catalogue that features a drum solo from Ringo, which is interesting in a way. But in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make, and wisdom. So bear that one in mind. Number 5, No Tomorrow by Orson. There is no tomorrow. There's no quiz tomorrow. There's no quiz next week. There's no tomorrow. This is the end. There was No Tomorrow by Orson. I believe still the lowest selling UK number 1 of all time. No Tomorrow by Orson. Number 6, that was Goodbye by the Spice Girls. I think that was one of my best ones, to be honest. Number 7, that was Shut Up and Let Me Go by the Ting Tings. Shut up and let me go. Hey, because guys, shut up and let me go. That was on an Apple advert. The Ting Tings, 2008. It was a crazy time. Number 8, that was Don't You Forget About Me from The Breakfast Club. That's by Simple Minds. Number 9, that was So We've Come to the End of the Road, and I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. End of the Road by Boys 2 Men, of course, one of my faves. And number 10, that was Bye 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 by NSYNC. Those are those. I'm going to get marking these. We're behind schedule and I hate it. I'm so sorry. I'm going to give you 10 minutes break. We'll be back at 12:30. Grab a beer. I'm probably going to get a beer. I need one. I might just drink that bottle of whiskey. Could do. I'll see you in 10 minutes. My apologies for everything. Be back shortly.
The curtain's still lowered, it's just before dawn. I'm standing here wondering I've waited so long. By the time the clock strikes 6, I'll be somewhere far, far away. No matter all the tears you shed when you asked me to stay. Went to the doctor, said I don't feel so good. My temperature's high and I'm misunderstood. But he said, son, you know I'm not that kind of doc, but I know just what to do. And if you thought for a second, I think you know it too. Said, Father, I've sinned. I spent spent my whole life living out on the fringe. But he said, son, you know, well, that's not a sin, but I know just how you feel. Yeah. I think you should go out and find something real. So go ahead and wipe that sad look from your eyes. I'm a magic man, you know, you shouldn't be so surprised. I've had a lot of practice, so really there's nothing to fear. Won't all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear? Yesterday I spoke to the delivery man. I told him I'm running as far as I can. He said, son, I don't really know you, but I hope you find what you're looking for. And if you gotta go, you ought to do it with style, you know. Yeah, so go ahead and wipe that sad look from your eyes. I'm a magic man, you know, you shouldn't be so surprised. No, I've had a lot of practice, so really there's nothing to fear. So all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear. Yeah, so all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear. The curtain's still lowered, it's just before dawn. I'm standing here wondering I've waited so long. By the time the clock strikes 6, I'll be somewhere far, far away. No matter all the tears you shed when you asked me to stay. I went to the doctor, said I don't feel so good. My temperature's high and I'm misunderstood. But he said, son, you know, I'm not that kind of doc, but I know just what to do. And if you thought for a second, I think you know it too. I went to the preacher, said, Father, I've sinned. I spent my whole life living out on the fringe. But he said, son, you know, well, that's not a sin, but I know just how you feel. Yeah. should go out and find something real. So go ahead and wipe that sad look from your eyes. I'm a magic man, you know, you shouldn't be so surprised. I've had a lot of practice, so really there's nothing to fear. Won't all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear? Yesterday I spoke to the delivery man. I told him I'm running as far as I can. He said, son, I don't really know you, but I hope you find what you're looking for. And if you gotta go, you ought to do it with style, you know. Yeah, so go ahead and wipe that sad look from your eyes. I'm a magic man, you know, you shouldn't be so surprised. No, I've had a lot of practice, so really there's nothing to fear. So all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear. Yeah, so all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear. The curtain's still lowered, it's just before dawn. I'm standing here wondering I've waited so long. By the time the clock strikes 6, I'll be somewhere far, far away. No matter all the tears you shed when you asked me to stay. Went to the doctor, said I don't feel so good. My temperature's high and I'm misunderstood. But he said, son, you know I'm not that kind of doc, but I know just what to do. And if you thought for a second, I think you know it too.
Hello, I'm back. Slightly stressed, massively stressed. That's living in a way. But United are 2-0 up. Mason Green with the lethal second. Love the guy. What a boy. What a beautiful boy. I've got a beer. Much needed. Likelihood of me spilling it all over my mum's work stuff. High. Very high. But oh well. I think we had a few more donations. Let's see who gave them. Absolute number one home girl, Daisy Bota. Legend. Thanks, Days. Daryl Sharp. and all the lads at the Blue Moon, thank you very much, you guys. I'm glad you had fun. Absolute legend Jordan Warland and Sinead, thank you guys. Love you both. And Jeffro, thank you very much to you as well, Jeffro. What a team. Glad to have you on board. Love the donations. It's a record number of donations tonight, and couldn't be more pleased, moved by your support, your love. So, thank you. Wug one in the old chat. Everyone's having fun. I'm not going to catch you up on all of it, but you're having a laugh. Wait, was someone racist? Someone thought Karanjit's first name was Karen. There was a Karen joke. Harry was racist, not on purpose. I hope not. Clearly a mistake. Is what happens sometimes when a name runs through, and we're not familiar with names that we should be familiar with. People talking about sandwiches, which is much better, more my vibe rather than the old racism. God's likes a New York deli sandwich, a great choice, a very good choice. Can't deny that. But hey, scores are looking good. Scores are looking healthy for the first 3 rounds. We've got 2 more rounds to do. Let's try and get through them. Oh god, here we are. Quiz. Round 4. Quite aptly, I'm calling this round an absolute state. Man United 3-0. Pog by the looks of it, because the camera was on him. Past Rayner, not a great keeper anymore. I'll get on with it. So this is like one of the rounds that I've done before, where I give you a tool for you to score around. I've done it before with a list of UK postcode areas. I did it with the list of chemical elements. This, I'm doing it with the states of the US. So if you give me 1 second, I know it's on the sheet. It's on the Google form, at the top of the Google form. You can definitely find it there. Let me find it. So basically, all 50 states of the US have a 2-letter abbreviation. And I'm going to put it in the chat. I've put it in the chat. I'm going to ask you a question with a normal general knowledge answer. You need to take that answer. You need to take the initials of that answer. And then you need to give me the name of the state that has those 2 initials for the point. I need the name of the state for the point. So this is how it works with an example. First example, which Canadian musician, best known for his solo work including Harvest, intermittently becomes a 4th member of Crosby, Stills and Nash? Of course, that is sometimes Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. That is Neil Young, Rocking in the Free World. So that gives you NY. NY, you know it, gives you New York. It's the name of the state that I need. The state that has those letters. I'm sure you'll work it out. You've done it before, and you're very good. You're very, very good. So let's do it. Question number 1. Which actor, who was only 81 centimetres tall, appeared in the 2009 edition of Celebrity Big Brother, where he performed a duet of Endless Love with Ulrika Jonsson? Pogba goal, Fernandes assist. It's working well in the old Man United midfield. Personally, I would love it if Marcus Rashford got on the act for betting purposes. But, yeah, we'll see. Which actor, who was only 81 centimetres tall, appeared in the 2009 edition of Celebrity Big Brother, where he performed a duet of Endless Love with Ulrika Jonsson? Question number 2. A subsidiary of Intercontinental, which hotel chain, with over 1,000 locations worldwide, is mentioned in the lyrics of Pitbull's Hotel Room Service? And he is Mr. Worldwide, so he'd know. A subsidiary of Intercontinental, which hotel chain, with over 1,000 locations worldwide, is mentioned in the lyrics of Pitbull's Hotel Room Service? People talking about sandwiches. Harry and Karanjit are good, which is nice to know. Josie says her Wi-Fi went down. Sorry to hear that, Jose, but I will. I trust you with my life, and I will get those points aboard. Yep, we're there. We're okay. Thank you for letting me know, because I probably would not have popped back to find out. And it's been confusing because your team name is one of the top team names alphabetically. Doing a lot of the work tonight myself. So far, so good. We'll see. So that's question number 2. A subsidiary of Intercontinental, which hotel chain with over 1,000 locations worldwide is mentioned in the lyrics of Pitbull's Hotel Room Service? I don't know that song. I assume it's the one that's like, but I don't really know. It's a guess. It's a guess. There was that time when R. Kelly, who we bad guy, he kept singing about hotels. Come to my hotel, baby, I'll give you that room key. And of course, he mentions hotels in the seminal Ignition remix. Hotels mentioned in songs. That's how it does. But what's the name of this hotel? And what's the name of the hotel brand? And then what state shares its name with that? That's what you want to do. That's question number 2. Question number 3. With 31 entries made between 1958 and 1992, what is the second longest running British film series after James Bond? With 31 entries made between 1958 and 1992, what is the second longest running British film series after James Bond? Of course, this film series actually has the most films, but I couldn't. Which British film series has the most films? I couldn't word it nicely enough. Bond currently on 25. If we're just counting official Aeon Productions, but there'll be more. There'll be more. We'll surely beat this one. Though this film series they have been talking about bringing back for ages. If you ever can, try and not submit 2 answer sheets. It happens. I know it happens, and it's cool, but does make it difficult for me. I will admit. But I'll get to it. I'll get to that when I come to it. That's question number 3. Question number 4. Perth is the capital of which Australian state, the country's largest? Perth is the capital of which Australian state, the country's largest? Just replying to all the praise. Which is nice. That's question number 4. Perth is the capital of which Australian state, the country's largest? Question number 5. Which Polish astronomer of the 15th and 16th century is cited as the first to propose a heliocentric version of the solar system? Which Polish astronomer of the 15th-16th century is cited as the first to propose a heliocentric version of the solar system? And by heliocentric, of course, the sun at the centre rather than the Earth. The Italian Galileo would later go on to expound these same theories, much to the chagrin of the Catholic Church. But this guy, believed to be the first to go, this is good. A couple of people apologising for double sheeting. Don't apologise for double sheeting. I know it happens. Just, if you can, not useful, but don't stress. It's all cool. It's all cool. That's question number 5. Which Polish astronomer of the 15th-16th century was cited as the first to propose a heliocentric version of the solar system? That's question 5. Question 6. Who is the only tennis player to have spent more than 200 weeks as world number 1 in both singles and doubles, winning 59 major titles? Who is the only tennis player to have spent more than 200 weeks as world number 1 in both singles and doubles, winning 59 major titles? It's a lot. It's a lot of major titles. Just got a message from Auntie Deb saying how great I've done and that she loves me. Love you too, Auntie Deb. Hope you're having fun. Hope all your team's having fun. Who is the only tennis player to have spent more than 200 weeks as world number 1 in both singles and doubles, winning 59 major titles? Question 6. Question 7. Born David Davies, which Welshman gives his name to the British Awards for Songwriting and Composing? Born David Davies, which Welshman gives his name to the British Awards for Songwriting and Composing? Another Welsh question for Rod, who moans I don't hit the Welsh areas enough in my questioning. So here he is with a Welsh question on Welsh culture. I know he wants it to be about rugby. I'm not writing questions about rugby. Come on. What do you think of me? So that's question number 7. Born David Davies, which Welshman gives his name to the British Awards for Songwriting and Composing? Question number 8. Based on a novel, the cat just sneezed. Bless you, Jupiter. Based on a novel by Nicholas Sparks, which 2004 film was a breakthrough film for Ryan Gosling? I should have probably put breakthrough performance. Like, that would have been a better question. Amateur hour. I'm skipping forward. Based on a novel by Nicholas Sparks, which 2004 film was a breakthrough performance for Ryan Gosling. The Goz himself. Not seen it myself. Heard it's good. Heard it's good. Bit of a sleeper hit, I believe, at the time. Did most of its dollar on DVD. Only grown in stature. That's question number 8. Question number 9. Founded in 1936 and privatised by the time in 1915, what is the national airline of Ireland? Founded in 1936 and privatised by 2015, what is the national airline of Ireland? Still 3-0 in the football, 20 minutes to go. See if I've got any cash out options. Been doing quite well on the old accas and cash outs lately. Am I an addict? Nah. Probably not. Probably not. Could be. Could be. Could be. You got fingers crossed. No, I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to keep it. That's question number 9. Founded in 1936 and privatised by 2015, what is the national airline of Ireland? And finally, for this round, question number 10. Which Australian rapper's highest charting UK single was in 2014 as a featured artist on Ariana Grande's Problem? Pardon me, beer. Which Australian rapper's highest charting UK single was in 2014 as a featured artist on Ariana Grande's Problem? Thanks to the people saying bless you to the cat. That's very nice. She's a sweet cat. They're both sweet. I love them both. They both look very cute. Is that the last question? It is. It is. So you know what to do. Same as always. Answer your question. Please spell your team name correctly. Please. I'd really appreciate it. Press submit. Send it through. We'll get marking in 5 minutes. Sorry for the overrunning. As always. Not good. I'll be right back. Here's some more of that French music. Being old school. hello. I am back. Back. Yeah. What's happening? You enjoying yourself? I hope so. If you're not put your answers in, get them in. Get them in. We're looking for 3 or 4 more. People seem to have been doing pretty well. There's definitely a couple of questions. Question 6, particularly, where a lot of people went for one other answer. That's not the correct answer, but that's good for me because it means that I'm doing my job properly. I'm writing the right sort of level of question, making you think you'll go the other way. A couple of times people didn't guess, which I thought was weird. You know, you got 50, you might as well pick for one, right? People just went, I don't know. But again, respect it. Why not? Still waiting for 2 answer sheets, I think, 2. Yeah, a lot of people for 6 went for... I'm trying to think of who they might have gone for. Unsure. 2 more, though, please. Hurry up, whoever you are. Yeah. I cashed out. I took a loss, but... Oh, it's penalty happening. Oh, it's a free kick. It's my boy Marcus. He's over the ball. Hopefully it goes in. I can just see myself in the other mirror. I'm having fun. Okay, I think we're pretty there. Let's take a look at what these answers were, shall we? In this round. An absolute state. Okay, cue number 1. Which actor, only 81 centimetres tall, appeared in the 2009 edition of Celebrity Big Brother? It was Vern Troyer, of course, Mini-Me in the Austin Powers pictures. He's VT, and VT is Vermont. Number 2, the subsidiary of Intercontinental, with over 1,000 locations worldwide, mentioned in the lyrics of Pitbull's Hotel Room. I could have said mentioned in the lyrics of Rapper's Delight, but that's too easy. But I believe Pitbull extrapolated, sampled that song. Of course, it's Hotel Motel Holiday Inn. That gives you HI, Hawaii. Number 3, with 31 entries made between 1958 and 1992, who is the second longest running film series. That's, of course, Carry On. 31 of those films. That gives you CO, Colorado. Number 4, Perth is the capital of which Australian state? The country's largest. It takes up pretty much the entire western half of the country, so it's Western Australia. WA gives you Washington. Number 5, which Polish astronomer of the 15th, 16th century is cited as being the first to propose a heliocentric version of the solar system? That was Nicholas Copernicus. He's NC, North Carolina. Number 6, this one a lot of people got wrong. You have to tell me what you put. Who is the only tennis player to have spent more than 200 weeks as world number 1 in both singles and doubles, winning 59 major titles? That is the peerless Martina Navratilova. She, of course, gives you the initials MN, and that's Minnesota. A lot of people, I think, put North Dakota, so that's ND. Let me know what you're thinking on that, because I can't work it out really why I've done that. So let me know. That's number 7. Born David Davis, which Welshman gave his name to the British Awards for Songwriting and Composing? That's Ivan Novello. IN, and that's Indiana. Number 8, based on a novel by Nicholas Sparks, which 2004 film was a breakthrough film for Ryan Gosling. The Notebook, of course, him and Rachel McAdams. That's TN, and that's Tennessee. Founded in 1936 and privatised in 2015. What is the national airline of Ireland? That is Aer Lingus, which I think is just Irish for air fleet, something like that. Gives you AL, which is Alabama, and 10, which Australian rapper's highest charting UK single was as a featured artist in 2014 on Ariana Grande's Problem. That was Iggy Azalea. Gives you IA. IA is Iowa. Good stuff. Well done, everyone. Well done. Let me just see where we're looking on the sheet. Yeah, all the answers are in, so we are banging. yeah, I'll get on with sorting that out in the next bit. Oh, Novak Djokovic. A lot of people were putting ND for Novak Djokovic, or at least Phil was. Paul had IL, even Ivan Lendl. But good, I mean, that's, it shows you that it's a fun question. I think you can go with those different options. But hey, it's time for the collections round, the final round. The final round of this quiz. 16 quizzes in, 15 questions. That means 800 questions we've had in this whole round. Crazy, right? 800 questions. But here we are. The last one. Here we are. Fun, isn't it? Fun. Let's see how it goes. So, as always, connection works thus. I give you 10 questions. The questions 1 to 9, pretty much general knowledge. However, somewhere in the answer, sometimes more hidden, sometimes more not, there are words that connect somehow. Those give you the answer to question number 10. What is the connection? If you give me the answer to question number 10, you get 6 points for that. So there's 15 points available in this round. So worth it. Worth it getting it. Try and get that connection. It's a harder one this week, and I'm going to be looking for something quite specific. Please be as specific as possible with your connection. The connection is not cocktails. I'll tell you it now. I thought it would be really funny if the last connection was cocktails. It's not cocktails or drinks. It's got nothing to do with that. But you know how it works. Here we go. Question number 1. Though it is actually a member of the dolphin family, by what name is the orca better known? Though it is actually a member of the dolphin family, by what name is the orca better known? Though it is actually a member of the dolphin family, by what name is the orca better known? One of my favourite things to do in question 1 in the connection round is give you a question that's actually quite easy. And then you go, what's the... Oh, no, comes, I can't get the connection. God damn it, he's an evil genius. I very much am. That's how I want to be seen. So thank you. I don't have... I think I've missed... One person didn't submit their answers for the last round. Let me try and work out who that was. It was Wigan was robbed. So Jess's team. Jess, I don't know if you're still here. But if you are, I didn't get an answer sheet for the last round. I trust you. You're a good person. So if you want to, if you didn't press submit or if you refresh or something, let me know and get it through to me. I'll take whatever answer you said you have because I think you're trustworthy. So that was number 1. Question number 2. Some of you aren't trustworthy. Some of you are cheats. I know you're cheats and I'm on your case. That's number 1. Question number 2. Which character from The Simpsons was a clerk for a pharmaceutical company until he opened up his own shop in season 3? Which character from The Simpsons was a clerk for a pharmaceutical company until he opened his own shop in season 3? About 3 minutes left in the Man United game. 3-0. 3-0 to United. Not bad. Clean sheet. Would have been better if Martial hadn't been stolen from me. So thank you. George, was it you stole it, George? Thanks, mate. Steals are all part of the game, baby. That's question 2. Which character from The Simpsons was a clerk for a pharmaceutical company? Question number 3. Which city on the River Aire has been the home of the Royal Armouries Museum since 1996? Which city on the River Aire has been the home of the Royal Armouries Museum since 1996? Which city on the River Aire has been the home of the Royal Armouries Museum since 1996? Sinead, but I assume actually Jordan. I think that's safe to assume. Could be Sinead. Says someone take Bruno already. Maybe me. Maybe I'm the man to take Bruno. Sorry, Dan. Alf and Tit, they've got to steal, but they've already got Pogba, so they won't steal Bruno. Maxwell could steal Bruno. Someone on the bottom row, I think, hasn't stolen yet. If anyone wants to run a really fun and exciting fantasy league for next year, and they need my rules, which are much better than the normal rules, let me know. I'll send you my documents, talk you through it. But we have a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun. Steals. You need more steals. It's more fun. Alfred's given it a guess, and it's not that. Alex Patterson says, new wall is looking good. Yeah, thank you, Alex. Since I've been gone, actually, Mum's done a lovely job on the house. It looks a lot nicer than it did before. I mean, it was all right before, but it's really, taken up a notch. That's question 3. Question 4. Which radio DJ presented the UK's first national R&B show on BBC Radio 1 titled Rhythm Nation? Which radio DJ presented the UK's first national R&B show on BBC Radio 1 entitled Rhythm Nation? Great guy, this DJ. Used to be sort of in my early teens. I remember him being sort of Saturday early evening was sort of his era, his like time slot. Some great vibes. I remember him playing R. Kelly's Happy People and loving it. Of course, again, R. Kelly, can't like him anymore, and that's fine. Respect it. It makes sense. But, it's still a tune. Also, famously, if anyone's a Football Weekly listener, Max from Football Weekly once borrowed this man's microwave. One of the all-time great anecdotes. That's question 4. Question 5. Who's this? Who is this? Simple. Nice and simple. Who is it? Who's that guy? Who is he? Who is he? Who's that guy? I don't know. Who is he? Who is she? Who is she? Who is this guy? I vaguely remember him. Who is this guy? Question number 6. Which member of the Spice Girls, so you're 1 in 5, had solo hits with Lullaby and a cover of Cameo's Word Up? Which member of the Spice Girls had solo hits with Lullaby and a cover of Cameo's Word Up? Which member of the Spice Girls had solo hits with Lullaby and a cover of Cameo's Word Up? The inimitable Larry Blackmon. That's question number 6. Which member of the Spice Girls had Which member of the Spice Girls had solo hits with Lullaby and a cover of Cameo's Word Up? Matt says real name. I'll accept their blank Spice. But that probably that might not help you as much with the connection, shall we say. Question 7. Located near Waterloo Station, which theatre was the home of the National Theatre under Laurence Olivier until the South Banks National Theatre was built in 1976? Located near Waterloo Station, which theatre was the home of the National Theatre under Laurence Olivier until the South Banks National Theatre was built in 1976? On reflection, I've said the word theatre too many times in one little space. That's number 7. Question number 8. I've hidden it. But what is the name of this chocolate bar? What is the name of this chocolate bar? What is the name of this chocolate bar? A couple more pictures in there. People like pictures. People always ask me for pictures. I know Matt loves pictures. There's a picture of you, Matt. Question number 9. The storming of the Bastille on July 14th. July 14th. I'm an idiot. I hate myself so much. July 14th. The storming of the Bastille on July the 14th, 1789, was the flashpoint of which historical event? The storming of the Bastille on July 14th, 1789, was the flashpoint of which historical event? The storming of the Bastille on July 14th, 1789 was the flashpoint of which historical event? That's question 9. Question 10, as always, is what is the connection? Guard says brand also. Yeah, on that chocolate, I need the brand and the name of the product. So Cadbury's Dairy Milk. Please, baby. Okay. You know what the question is. It's always what is the connection. So that's the end of the quiz. That's all the questions done, guys. Well done. We're running behind. My apologies. And my watch has just told me that tomorrow is the day that I'm the same number of days old that my dad was when I was born, which is a galling and terrifying thought, to be honest, which I probably didn't need now. What are you going to do? That's question 10. What is the connection? End of that. So answer every question, make a guess. If you know the connection, work your way back, try and make some guesses. I need you to be specific with this connection or I won't give you it. Spell your team name as you have every time. Press submit, send that through to me. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I really need a Waz, so I'm going to go for one. I'll be back in a moment.
I've wandered up and down the streets of gold, and I've seen the thoughts of those you'll never know. I carry wisdom that you can't ignore. I'm not a prophet, no, but I've seen my words unfold before. And I've seen the cities crushed beneath the flood. And I've seen the people thirst for each other's blood. I've seen the thoughts of those you'll never know. I carry wisdom that you can't ignore.
I'm back. Same as always. Every week, I come back. It's the Connections round. How many people have submitted their answers? Like 2 of you. 2 of you. No, 12 of you. Get them in now. I need them in by 25 minutes past, or they do not count. So get them in, Holmes. I've had a nice night. I hope you've had a nice night. As I said before, donations have been wonderful, really wonderful. So thank you to everyone who has donated. If you've not donated already, I would do it. A couple of people, I don't even take answers anymore, but people are still messaging me asking me the question. It's not desserts, Helen. But get these in. Because I'd like to have everything wrapped up. Still looking for about 10 of you. It is a hard one. I like them when they're harder. Sometimes they're not hard enough. Still looking for about 8 of you, and I'm going to give you about another minute. If they're not in, you don't count. You don't count if they're not in. So press play. And as always, some of the connections are like, what? Where you got that from? And I love it. Okay, so I'm going to count down to 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you're not in by now, your score doesn't count. I'm just going to make sure that I've timed up the thing. Okay, yeah, I think that's everyone. Thank you very much. Guys, let's see how you did. Connections round answers. So, there's actually a member of the dolphin family. By what name is the orca better known? Of course, it's the killer whale. You know that, Free Willy. Number 2, which character from The Simpsons was originally a clerk for a pharmaceutical company until he opened his own shop in season 3? I put that because I thought some people might put Naboo and Hassan Beam and Petalon because he runs his own shop. But he ran a shop since series 1. In an early episode where, like Homer, where Krusty gets framed by Sideshow Bob, who's in charge of the Quickie Mart. The correct answer is Ned Flanders. He opens the Leftatorium, the shop for left-handed people. Number 3, which city on the River Aire has been the home of the Royal Armouries since 1996? It's the wonderful big city like Leeds. Number 4, which radio DJ presented the UK's first national R&B show and lent a microwave to Max from the radio? That is Trevor Nelson. Number 5, who is this? That's Stretch Armstrong. Looks a bit like Donald Trump. I hope someone put Donald Trump, but I doubt you did. I wish it was. He wishes he was. Number 6, which member of the Spice Girls had solo hits with Lullaby and Word Up? That was Mel B. I'd accept Scary Spice, Mel Brown, Mel G, when she was Mel G for a bit as well. I'll accept that. 7, located near Waterloo, which theatre was the home of the National Theatre? That, of course, was the Old Vic. What is the name of this chocolate bar? It's Fry's Turkish Delight. You can see it right there. Gross stuff. The old Edmund liked it in Lion, the Witch and Wardrobe. Sold out his family for one. And 9, storming the Bastille was the historical flashpoint of which historical event? That was the French Revolution. So, Killer Whale, Hale, Ned Flanders, Leeds, Trevor, Stretch Armstrong, Mel, Vic, Fries, French Revolution. Hale and Pace, Flanders and Swan, Lee and Herring, Trevor and Simon, Armstrong and Miller, Mel and Sue, Vic and Bob, Fry and Laurie, French and Saunders. They're first halves of comedy double acts. You're going to need to have been specific with halves of comedy double acts for me to give you the point. So, I'm going to need a few minutes while I just work out exactly who has won, and I'll be right there. So give me 2 minutes, I'll be with you.
The curtain's still lowered, it's just before dawn. I'm standing here wondering I've waited so long. By the time the clock strikes 6, I'll be somewhere far, far away. No matter all the tears you shed when you asked me to stay. Went to the doctor, said I don't feel so good. My temperature's high and I'm misunderstood. But he said, son, you know I'm not that kind of doc, but I know just what to do. And if you thought for a second, I think you know it too. Said, Father, I've sinned. I spent my whole life living out on the fringe. But he said, son, you know, well, that's not a sin, but I know just how you feel. Yeah. I think you should go out and find something real. So go ahead and wipe that sad look from your eyes. I'm a magic man, you know, you shouldn't be so surprised. I've had a lot of practice, so really there's nothing to fear. Won't all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear? Yesterday I spoke to the delivery man. I told him I'm running as far as I can. He said, son, I don't really know you, but I hope you find what you're looking for. And if you gotta go, you ought to do it with style, you know. Yeah, so go ahead and wipe that sad look from your eyes. I'm a magic man, you know, you shouldn't be so surprised. No, I've had a lot of practice, so really there's nothing to fear. So all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear. Yeah, so all of you please sit back, relax, and watch me disappear. The curtain's still lowered, it's just before dawn. I'm standing here wondering I've waited so long. By the time the clock strikes 6, I'll be somewhere far, far away. No matter all the tears you shed when you asked me to stay. I went to the doctor, said I don't feel so good. My temperature's high and I'm misunderstood. But he said, son, you know
Hey, I'm back. My apologies for the wait. Maths. Difficult, isn't it? A lot of people were very close to the connection, but I went very specifically for people that said halves of comedy double acts. That was the correct answer. Miz and Josie, two people I know only because of their love of comedy, didn't get it, which I love. But you know, I love them both. And lots of kind messages in the chat. Rod wants people to follow his page, and I can't agree enough. You can do it. Luckily, this week, no tie break. There is a clear winner. So I'm going to do what I always do and give them a phone call and let them know that I've won. Let's go. I've got a sheet. You know, I always forget to put my special sheet up that says "and the winner is." There it is. Let me call their team captain.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hello!
Hello. How's it going?
Oh, it's good to hear your voice.
Good to hear your voice. Sorry I missed your call earlier.
Yeah, you missed my call, and you didn't call back. What was that about?
I was in stress because I'd been let down about a music round.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll call you. I'll call you properly tomorrow, and we can have a non-public discussion. But for now, congratulations, Mr. Alfred Allen,
Thank you.
winner of the final quiz. COVID-19's forever. Pull yourself together. 52 points out of 53. You dropped 1 point in round 1, 2 points in round 3. 52 points, 2 ahead of Quiz Tarrant, Hannah Hitchens' team, who have never won this quiz but have always been around the top. Third place for the Best Fens, who have won a couple of times lately, won 49. And then fourth place, The best performance by Mum and Mel for the whole quiz. They finished in 47. Didn't get the connection. A connection, if they'd have got it, they had all the answers in the connection round. If they'd have got it,
comedians like them didn't get that.
exactly. If they'd have got the connection properly, they would have they'd have tied with you. As would have Dan Pratt's Last of the Summer Quiz and Cam's Minty Chocolate Biscuits Volume 1 featuring Jay-Z. So how do you feel?
Oh, I just feel elated. I really wanted to win this one because there's no more after this one, is there? So
No, it's over,
really,
mate.
real quiz, undefeated champions.
That's the way you want to do it. You want to be like, who was it? Was it Portsmouth who won the last FA Cup before the war, and they're still the longest running winners of the FA Cup because they held it for 6 years.
Well, good luck getting this cup back.
Exactly.
Keeping it.
Next time there's a old quarantine, then maybe you can fight for it again. But well done. Any particular high points of both this individual quiz and the quiz in gen?
High points was generally just the overall quiz. Really liked the states round. I was worried you're going to do one of those maps. I hate those lines.
Hate those
that
maps.
annoys me.
Yeah, hate the grid lines.
I'm glad you didn't do that. So
No.
thankful for that.
Good.
The landmarks. Charles IV Bridge. I'm worried you're going to mark it wrong despite the fact these are Charles IV Bridge.
I gave a lot of people put an extra word like King Charles Bridge, and I gave them that because it still fitted in for the answer smash.
I said it was a very fresh guy.
I try and be. Do you want to shout out the other members of your team?
Yeah. CW.
Yep.
CW's mum.
Yep.
Stacey Lawrence. Joe Snell's back in the game.
Oh, I love it. That's obviously what got you the win. It was having Snell.
So yeah, all good, isn't it?
Good. Well, I'm glad. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it. Well done on winning.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Laters, mate.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So that's it. Alfred Allen's team, second win, I think, of the whole quiz. COVID-19's forever, pull yourself together. They got their second win. Well done to them. It was very tight. I, of course, now will also be collating all of the scores to find out who was the overall champions of this entire quiz. Very exciting. Update on that on the Facebook page. If you're not, if you haven't liked LJ's quarantine quiz, pop us a like on there. I will be back this summer at the Enchanted Cinema in Cambridge 3 times a week. Do pop down and have a quiz with me, have a drink with me. It'll be a great laugh. Some really great films, and the whole experience is going to be wonderful. Will, who runs that, does a great job. He's a great guy, so I'm looking forward to it. And hey, keep this between you and me, but maybe something will be back in the autumn. Who knows? Thinking of maybe going fortnightly, maybe monthly. Hey, if there's a second wave, and let's face it, it looks like there's going to be a second wave, I will definitely be back. But yeah, there'll be something in the future. Like the group. If you like the Facebook group, I will post any announcements there. Like me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Be my friend on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at RecklessRapid. I think that's everything. It's been a pleasure. It really has. Overwhelming pleasure, overwhelming pressure as well. Doing something good for you every week. I've really enjoyed it. It's been mad. It's been properly mad. But yeah, I've met so many wonderful people. I've spent a lot of time talking to people that I probably wouldn't talk to otherwise, that I love talking to. Just having fun interactions with you all week has been brilliant. Gotten to know people better that I'd like to get to know, people that I didn't know as well as they deserved, to paraphrase Bill Backhands. But hey, it's been real. If you've not donated yet, you can at paypal.me/LJ47. Always appreciated. Any donations, obviously a very worthy charity this week, as they all are. But I think that's it from me. Stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands. Be good. Be good to each other. I can't remember all the things that Tom's written down. Do a drum solo. But yeah, it's been special, guys. It's been real special. Yeah, I'm a very happy man, and I couldn't have done it without you all. It's been an absolute pleasure. You're all treasures. And that's it for me. So, as always, go well, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
We got so much time, chasing morning light. Nothing on my mind, baby. Hit me like a shot. They say, can we not? The party don't start till I'm here, baby.